Hey guys, today we're talking about how to confront a cheat. So, this is more to do with you finding out that your boyfriend or your husband has cheated and you're not sure how to let him know that you found out. And the reason would be because you're afraid of how he would react rather than how you yourself would react. So you're scared of losing him, or you're scared that you might decide to walk away, or you're scared maybe he's a bully. And but at the end of the day, it's probably because you're scared, you're confused. So we're going to talk about how to deal with this. I think the first thing you have to do is scream. Yeah, just scream, shout. But if you don't want to do that, that's fine. You could just be quiet and let him know. But I think whatever, you have to let him know. Yeah, I know that sounds like, how can you do it? Okay, so we're going to talk about how you can let him know. So firstly, just, it could be in the morning, but don't do it when on a day he's going to work, because he has to rush off to work anyway. So do it on a day or at a time when you know that he has no reason to leave the house, except he leaves the house because you've confronted him. So just tell him, say to him, this is what you've done, and this is how I saw you, and this is what I know. And then of course he's going to start denying. That's their normal reaction. But you could get the shock of your life if he just goes, so well, if that happens, then it's obvious that the relationship's already over and he's just been waiting to tell you. So in that kind of situation, so means the sooner you leave, the better. Because even if he didn't say it, he would have still either left you by walking away or by kicking you out, depending on what part of the world you live in. In Nigeria, obviously, is kicking you out. But in the UK, it would be most likely him walking away. So I think that's the most difficult part, letting him know. It's difficult, but you just have to find a way to do it. I know it might be difficult to do it, but another thing you can do, if you're so scared of letting him know, is maybe it's time to confront the girl. I know in my other video I say don't confront the girl, well, except she's someone you know. But really, I mean, this is a last resort. But mind you, she might be a tiger, she might be a gangster or something. She might be the one who's feeding him, who's giving him all the money he's spending on you, if he's the one spending. So, but if you decide to confront the girl, just know that there's a consequence. She could either harm you, or he could actually join hands with her to harm you. So confronting the girl is a last resort, and that's when you think there's no way you can confront him. Sometimes it works out well. You give her a warning, talk to her, and then she leaves him alone. But then the problem with that is that she's now left him alone, and then he wants to know why she's left him alone. And then what does he do? He starts chasing her even more, and then she's running. And then so it means that all his attention just goes straight to her. So it's never a good option. It's just never ever a good option. What you can do for yourself, if you decide to stay after you've confronted him and you've resolved it, how do you resolve it? I have some videos on how you can resolve it. I actually have a particular video which talks about what to do when your man cheats. So if you go through that, you might be able to resolve it. Now, while you're in that process of resolving it, it might be best to find a job if you don't have a job. If you already have a job, improve your productivity. Do something with your life. Make yourself worthy. You know, don't just be that girl who's scared of losing her man. At the end of the day, if you're going to lose him, you still lose him. I mean, it's not like those days when we had polygamy, whereby if he's tired of you, he could just get a new wife, and then you just become the silent first or second wife. You know, the way things are going now, if he's tired of you, he's going to leave you. So what do? What are you going to do with your life? So maybe it's now time to start thinking of starting up a business or doing something, make yourself worthy to yourself, so that when next he cheats or when next somebody else cheats on you, you'll be at least strong enough to confront that person. But if you're in a relationship where you're waiting to gain something, I mean, there are people in a relationship who are waiting to gain something. Maybe they're trying to get immigration status, or if they're in another country, maybe that person's paying their school fees, they're trying to graduate, trying to get a job, or maybe he's helping her family. If it's those kind of situations, then maybe confronting him might not exactly help you, because if he's like this lord and master over you, and you're just like a servant, and there's something you're gaining that's making your life better, then maybe it's not really best to confront him. Maybe it's just best to keep slaving away until you get that thing that you're looking for. So it's not one size fits all. But then the truth is that if he's cheating and it's bothering you, then obviously you have some emotional attachment, except whereby you're scared of catching a disease or something. But then at the end of the day, if they're marrying you to help you, then you're already aware that this kind of things will prop up. So it's just best to be strong. I mean, if your moms are there for you, you can speak to her, or your sister, or your best friend, if she won't betray you. But it's at that point that you have to in every situation think of your options. Don't just say, I'll do this because that person did it. At the end of the day, if you're not worthy, if you don't have that self-worth, then maybe you should work on that rather than thinking about how to confront him. But like I said, if you decide to confront him, it's a very brave step, because you have to do something about it. You couldn't just confront him, shout, cry, and then leave it, because this now sets the pace for how that relationship's going to work. In the sense that once you confront him and you don't do anything about it, then, I mean, he knows that when next he cheats, then there's nothing you can do about it. So really, think really hard about what you're planning to do before you even do it. Thank you so much. It's Georgia, your girl. Thank you. Bye.